Welcome to the Intuitive Websites Internet Marketing Podcast, bringing you the country's top podcast on the subject of internet marketing with your hosts, Glenn Thayer and the CEO of Intuitive Websites, Thomas Young.
Folks, welcome back to another Intuitive Websites Internet Marketing Podcast. So Tom and I are here again doing another website review, and this time for the American Management Association. You can find that at amanet.org. So there's a lot going on here, Tom. I mean, first of all, as somebody who comes in and looks at this site who's never been here before, first thing I want to know is what are they doing? You know, from a management standpoint, I can kind of get an idea that, okay, something around management, but what type of management? Is it retail management? Is it factory management, self-management? I'm not really sure. And looking at this first page here, it just looks like there's a lot of seminars, webcasts, books, training solutions tailored to your needs, but I'm not sure, are they going to meet my needs? I don't really know.
Absolutely. That's really the first thing that the site has to deal with is the simplified messaging to really explain what is the purpose of the organization, what is the purpose of the website, and what are the clear goals of the organization. Now, I'm aware of the AMA. I have actually an MBA in management, so I've come across them before, but I haven't been on their website in a long time. And they recently joined our social network, and we actually had a contest running for folks that joined our social network prior to the end of September 2012 would be entered in a drawing to have their website reviewed. And the AMA won that drawing.
So we're reviewing their website.
So we're reviewing their website, and they'll get placed on our podcast. What's interesting about the website is probably the number one thing to get a grasp on is what is the focus of the site? What is the purpose of the organization? And you're exactly right. A very clear tagline that just says who you are and what you're about would be so good on this website. In fact, the website really assumes that you're going to know who the AMA is. Well, a lot of people will know who the AMA is, but that's not what's always going to drive growth in a company. A lot of times what will drive growth in a company is the market segments that are looking for you, trying to get a handle on what you provide, and then registering and converting with you. And in this case, one of the things that's a glaring missing item on this site, and I'm not sure why it's not there, is sign up for the AMA.
Well, yeah, that's the first thing right there.
AMA.
Yeah, join the AMA. And I don't see anything there. What I see is a lot of, you can take seminars, you can get books, join webcasts.
Get a catalog.
But how do you join? Or can you join?
I would think that either joining or getting information about joining would be the number one conversion point, because obviously if someone's already joined and they come to your website, they'll probably be able to muddle through and get what they need. Maybe. I mean, not everyone will. We'll talk about that in a second. But it should start with, join our organization.
I found it, Tom.
You found it.
It's under AMA Advantage.
Yes.
If you go to AMA Advantage.
Well, okay.
And then go to AMA Membership is right under there.
Now, when you see things like, and we can talk about the navigation here because that's the next thing that comes to mind is navigation. They are focused on their market segments, and this is a strategy that's in some ways is very interesting. I'd have to dig deeper into the site, but it, once again, is a navigation that's focused from the company, not from the user. Because basically the company's saying to you, the AMA is saying, if you're one of these folks, click on these tabs. But most users that go to websites don't think of themselves as being part of your market segment. They just want to get the thing they want. And so there probably needs to be some thought into individuals, enterprise, government agencies, and as far as, is that really the best way to present your products? It may not be the best way to do that. And then you brought up AMA Advantage, and I wanted to talk about that and the AMA Shift. So all of a sudden we have two of these somewhat trademark names. I'm not sure what they are. AMA Shift could be anything, and AMA Advantage could be anything.
Right. It sounds more like a AAA program.
That's right, AAA or the American Airlines Advantage or whatever that
Right.
frequent flyer advantage thing. So what is it? And so when you click on or when you go over to AMA Advantage, it looks like it might be the AMA Experience. Maybe that's a better title for this, AMA Experience.
Because that's in there as well. That is part of that's kind of what they have there, the AMA Experience.
That's right. And then maybe a separate tab for AMA Membership would really help with that conversion point there. But then going it to AMA Shift, I have no idea what that is. I'm going to have to click on it to figure that out. And if I do click on it, of course, now I have to wait for the page to come up. It says, "Thank you for your support of AMA Shift." So I'm going to have to read further. "Thank you for your support of AMA Shift, our management and leadership blog." Okay, well, maybe it should be AMA blog.
Which makes it really, really easy, the AMA blog. That makes it simple for somebody who's never been there.
That's right, and we've talked about this over and over in our podcast, is that we want to have a 10 out of 10 rule met. And 10 out of 10 people that come to your website should know that that's going to be your blog. And only insiders or only people that are really close to this organization will know what the AMA Shift is. Unless you spend, a ton of money promoting it and defining it as a brand.
Which my guess is within the organization itself, once you're a member, you'll know that this is AMA Shift is the blog. Or it could be the publication. There's some other organizations that I belong to, and their monthly publication is OnePlus. That's the name of their, and OnePlus you would never know was the publication. Yeah. And what they've done is they've branded it in a way that within the organization, if you're a member, you know that OnePlus is the monthly publication. But if you're outside, you wouldn't know.
I'm a bigger fan of just AMA blog. I mean, and even if you look up at the graphic elements when you land on the Shift page, the logo has changed now, and it's AMA Shift up there. And I think that AMA blog would get the same message across, and it would have, once again, the new visitor would understand what that's about. And in general, the site assumes that the visitor knows what they need. And we just know from years and years of user testing and watching people on websites that they really don't know what the site's doing. In fact, it's usually only the internal development and content team that really understands the website. Even some of the most mature folks in this organization would come to this website and really get confused. So that encompasses a lot of stuff: the messaging, the taglines, the navigation, and so forth, and then the marketing segment and the use of navigation. In fact, let's click on individuals, which I would guess is the most important part of the website. It's in the most important area on the site.
Right. It's the first part of navigation.
So let's click on individuals, and the first thing you see is overview, and then you see seminars. So here's the thing about using an overview in a drop-down menu. If you're going to use an overview, then what is the overview? Clicking on individuals or clicking on overview? So we're faced right away with a double navigation here, which I would recommend that you don't have. So once I clicked on individuals, it looks like I get a individual training solutions. And if I click on overview, I get the same exact page. Well, there you go. So we're going to the exact same page.
And once again, going down for individuals, there is, I do not see it right off the bat. I don't see anywhere that you can join. It
is not on there, absolutely.
Unless I go all the way down to the very, very, very bottom. The bottom, it says AMA membership, AMA careers, contact us, AMA worldwide, AMA membership.
In the footer navigation, which is usually an afterthought for most users. Most users don't even go near that. The first thing that I see on this page, and we could do this for all the key landing pages, but we'll start with this one, is guidance for however you want to go, and there's a guy in a sailboat, and then a gal on a computer, which when I see clip art like this, it really cheapens the website, and here's why. This is the AMA. There's thousands of members, right? I'm sure it's a fairly large organization. Let's see some real individuals that are members. Let's see some photos and some graphics of substance. Don't cheapen the website with clip art, and then I'm trying to figure out, well, is this the right website? Maybe this is a smaller website than I'm looking at.
And to talk about clip art, well, I mean, what we're talking about from a clip art standpoint is stock photos.
Stock photos,
Instead,
yes.
Using something specific, and there's times when you can use stock photography to augment what you're doing. But in this case, especially for associations, what's really, really important with associations are case studies and personal testimonials. Yes. I joined, here's Bill Smith. I joined the AMA because of this. Here's my experience. Here's what I get out of it. I will always be a member of AMA. You need those testimonials to drive the membership is really what you need.
Yes.
Which kind of also starts to get my wheels turning. making me think, where does the AMA get the majority of its revenue? And from an association standpoint, you look at, where do you get it? Do you get it from membership dues? Do you get it from events that people attend, or products that you're selling? That could, the webcasts, the books, the training, those are all the products. Where is the greatest amount of money being made? What revenue where is it happening?
Well, we don't know that, but it seems to me that once you get into this website, it's not from memberships. It's got to be from what they're selling on the website. The
webcasts, the web events, web trainings, articles, podcasts, things that people can subscribe to.
That's right. But here's where this is really good that you're mentioning that. What they seem to want to do is get people into training courses. And there's a pretty hefty price tag for those training courses, and they come with a lot of extras like CU credits and that sort of thing. But that's fine. But the problem is it's so buried in the website you can't find it. Well, and then once you do find it, it's not set up like an e-commerce website.
Correct. And that's why the reason I bring up the revenue models is because that goes back to the very, very heart of web marketing. It's, you look at what revenue models you have, how are you going to generate it, and then you put your marketing plan in place based on that business plan. And so you're going to execute your marketing plan and web marketing plan in tandem.
That's
when
right.
you do that, you have to look at it. So I'm looking at it from a standpoint saying, okay, where is it? Do you have to be a member to partake in any of the seminars?
Yeah, you don't even see that. So we've already landed on this page as a key landing page. Now, what does draw my eye on the left-hand side is subject area. But that's, subject area doesn't say to me that those are training courses. It just says that it's a subject area I can get more information on. And it looks like the biggest subject area that they have is management and supervisory skills. So let's click on that out of curiosity just to see what that would be there. And then I do see most popular. I see seminars on the right. So now I see seminars, I see books, and I see web events. And once again, the site is talking to the internal user using codes that the average user will not understand or will forget. And you can see there's the AMA's 5-day MBA workshop. So
what is that over there? It says C and it says O. Do we know what that means?
We don't know what that is. Now, but here's the thing. Not only do we not know what these things are, and it can be confusing, it's not an e-commerce system. This is not best use of an e-commerce website. You're seeing a listing of events. These should be thumbnails with a pricing and with an option to get right in and purchase. We don't want to have to click again. Let's click on the AMA's 5-day MBA. Now, once we click through, we see the full product selection.
And there you go. C is classroom. O is on-site.
There we go. So now, and you can see the price tag. You can see the number of days. You even have a cart button where you can add to cart. You can scroll through quite a few sessions. And I would not use a box to put your add to cart products within a box with a scroll down slider on the right. That's just too difficult to work through. We want to see all these. We want to see these classes listed on the page and let the user scroll through. But regardless, now we're finally into an e-commerce system for what looks like is their key revenue source. And then you can get a sense that non-members can attend. But, right off the bat, I'm sure the biggest question is, well, if I'm a non-member, how much is membership? And
right.
Can I sign up, get a membership, and save a few bucks because it looks like it's cheaper? These are the
looks like you save about $400, $350, somewhere around there.
So let's add one of these to cart and just kind of walk through the process here. It says, okay, view cart. Continue browsing. Well, let's go ahead and view cart. So it looks like it's a pretty straightforward e-commerce system once you get into the back end, but there's too many steps to get in there. The site needs to start marketing these things earlier on. In fact, these featured workshops should be featured on the home page. I mean, I would guess. I mean, that you would think that they should come a lot sooner.
So my question here is, once we start going further, it asks as far as membership pricing is concerned. And it says at the bottom of the checkout in your e-commerce site, I'm eligible for membership pricing, I'm eligible for GSA pricing. So you look at membership pricing, you click that, and it says you've requested membership pricing. By clicking agree, you're indicating that you're an AMA membership that qualifies you to receive a membership rate. I do not agree. So if I click agree and hit submit, it goes back in and gives me a membership savings. Now, I haven't done anything here, and I would think typically from an association standpoint, it typically requires you to log in with your membership information to be able to buy.
Yeah, and it
log
probably,
in as a member to
yes,
do it or
absolutely.
not.
And it probably, so the website's probably not tied into the back end. So this is the front end website's probably not tied into the back end membership website, and it seems like they're going on the honor method now. If you're not straight up and you show up and you don't have a membership, they might be able to tell when you get there, and they might say, well, you owe us another $350 or whatever. I don't know, but but I would like to see this e-commerce section. It should be fewer clicks and pages to get in here and get loaded. And then if you click on some of the products like the books, once again, Amazon is the leader in this area, and Amazon would never list us books like this by category that you see in the books category page for individuals: business writing, communication skills, customer service, and so forth. You would see the books. We'd start to see the books because Amazon knows that people convert on websites, fairly quickly, and they do it based on their emotions and based on their reaction to what they see on the page.
And they want to see images.
They want to see images. That's right. And
people,
even once
people
I get
love
to
pictures.
Well, once I get to the marketing section of the books, we still don't see books. So according to Kotler, now I see an image of the book. So I've had to click 3 or 4 times before I see this Kotler book in marketing. That can be simplified. So a big push for this website, not only around e-commerce and conversions, is the idea of simplification. And in fact, I love to look at sitemaps for websites like this. And I know
before we kick to the sitemap, though, I do want to go one other step further when we go from the shopping cart system, because we talk about the membership. Okay, how do I become a member? I want membership savings. What is that? Okay, so I click the member. Well, I need to join. So what do? Well, let's just make an assumption that you knew that the membership tab is under AMA Advantage, and we go to AMA Membership.
Yes.
And if we click there, I'm looking at the AMA Membership page, and I do not see anything that says Join AMA here. There is no tab anywhere that says Join AMA.
So joining seems to be...
It seems very, very difficult to join.
Well, and it doesn't seem to be a priority for this organization. And you can see by the pricing, maybe you don't want people to join because they pay more to come. I don't know, but
I'm not sure.
But it's true. It's you would think that membership would be the lowest hanging fruit, the easiest conversion, and so forth.
But when you go to the membership page, you see individual. It says organizations or individuals. You can choose what you want to be: corporate and small business membership plans, and then individual, student, and e-membership plans.
You can get an e-membership for $45. Looks like.
Okay, so individual. Okay, so you have to click them before it even goes. All right, so you have to click it. AMA individual membership is $225. It becomes a no-brainer right there. If you join AMA, you get a $75 discount with that first purchase. I'm of course taking $225 out of $350, that $350 discount we were talking about.
Right.
So it's still cheaper if you become a member. Okay, no-brainer, become a member. That's simple. But trying to get to this page is the most difficult thing. I would think that if you're not a member, there's an option right there to add to cart, add your membership, and then it might say add your membership and save right now.
Well, and becoming a member gives the organization an opportunity to market to them.
Oh, yeah.
So you can go direct with, if there's a seminar or training in your city or in your area of interest, you can market to them.
And even if they're not purchasing, if they're purchasing an individual membership and they're getting their company to flip the bill for everything, they can still be a member, get somebody else to pay for it. Everybody's happy. You're still getting additional funding from your general membership.
That's right. That's right. Well, in getting back to the sitemap, this is part of the solution, and is simplifying the sitemap. And if you look at the sitemap, you can see, and you can get to the sitemap by clicking on the footer link. There are dozens and dozens of pages, and then there's pages with plus signs next to them. When you click on the plus sign, then you see even more pages, and this is where the site now will get into the hundreds of pages, maybe even thousands of pages. So what the sitemap is doing is confusing an e-commerce website with a static website. There's no need to have these huge long pages of product selections. It would be like Amazon listing every single one of their products. No, you don't do that. That's all searchable in a database. So the site definitely needs to have a strong e-commerce component added to it. And I would bet there's tremendous potential there, because the AMA, I'm sure, gets a lot of traffic to this website. a lot of people are probably coming to the site with a conversion in mind, but the site's hanging them up and they're unable to convert, and it's lost revenue for the organization.
So what are some of the things that they can change? Let's go ahead and wrap this up, and let's see what types of things can the AMA change right away to make it easier.
Well, I would start with simplifying the site. And if to do this, the AMA is going to have to make some tough decisions. They're going to have to make the segment decision between, do we really have to have our 3 segments in the nav bar, or should we have our products in the nav bar, or product selections in the nav bar to get people right into our products like you would in e-commerce section? When you go to Amazon, they don't ask you if you're a teacher or a firefighter or a lawyer or an accountant. No, you just go and you buy what's appropriate for you. That's one of the ways they could simplify the site, and I think get more out of it. And I think that also looking at that sitemap and saying, do we really need all these links? What links are adding value? What can be dropped? And you can go to your analytics and see there's probably pages, lots of pages on this website that get very, very little traffic. And then, like you mentioned, Glenn, I would definitely get a tagline for each of these market segments or for each of the key areas of the website. And the tagline can also encompass the market segments. So once you get to seminars, it could say these seminars are appropriate for individuals, managers, companies, business owners, whatever. And then that's how you drive that segmentation. The site is almost a perfect candidate for user testing. I think that this is a site that if you invested in user testing, you would see 100-to-1 return. I mean, it would be
get a whole
phenomenal.
Get a whole bunch of people in a room. Ask the people to go and say, "Hey, sign up. I want you to become a member of AMA.
Yes.
Sign up for this seminar. Here's this," and just give them a bunch of things to do on the site and see what happens.
Absolutely, and get serious about e-commerce. And user testing can help you do that. But there is lots of money being left on the table or on the website, if you want to say it that way, because the site's not serious about e-commerce and is not following fundamental e-commerce rules around how you sell products online. And products include webinars and seminars and training and so forth. And then I would say that the homepage needs to have some stronger conversion points, including become a member or going directly to some of the featured products or services. So to kind of wrap it up, I mean, there's lots of potential on this website, and I wouldn't be surprised if the MA doesn't have a new site in the works that they're just about to release. And that might be one of the reasons why they're following us now on Twitter and getting our content. So good luck with that, and let us know if we can help you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice looking site, and it's a matter of making it really, really easy to navigate.
Well, it's a great organization, and I think that's the bottom line. I mean, they have the marketplace, they have the products and services, they have this great foundation. Now they have to translate that to the web.
And now all of our listeners, everybody that's listening out there, just look at ways that you can simplify your own website. How can I make this easier? The things that generate the most amount of revenue, is it easy to get there? If you're a membership site, make it easy to join. If it's a product-driven site, make it easy to buy and make it very simple. Here's where it is. Once again, if you're on e-commerce, think Amazon. How easy is that? You can always look at the leaders on what they're doing. Once again, thanks for joining us, folks, and be sure to tune in to our next podcast.
This has been an Intuitive Websites Internet Marketing Podcast. For more information and to see all the available podcasts and much more, visit intuitiveblog.com. If you have a website you would like us to review or an issue you would like to see covered in future podcasts, email us at info@intuitivewebsites.com.